Are there any cops here? Is the owner of English Station here? Well, I heard he was an asshole. Evergreen energy, come on. Look, it's a face with a disproportionately big, bushy eyebrow. It's saying come in fine. How did it happen? Well, one day I was with Kevin Newey passing out flyers for Inside Out, and he said, I want to go in there and take pictures. My presentation doesn't coincide with the slides, so that's just supposed to audio and surprise you. So be prepared. And after Kevin told me that his idea of going into the building, I was obsessed with going in and getting pictures. And I did. Within 24 hours. I just couldn't stop thinking about it so hard. And I went, and Vin Conti plays a role in this story too, and it develops too. But I went with Vin. I said, I want to go into English Station. And Vin is the guy that paraglides up East Rock, so he said, yeah, sure, that sounds like a great idea. and we did the recon with my friend Brad, who's also here. And then not Ian, he was there in spirit. He's always there in spirit. But, they actually decided it was too risky to go in. They thought the cameras were connected to Homeland Security and didn't want to go in. Well, I wasn't satisfied with that answer. So I heard of a guy named Hans who actually went in 2 years ago, and I knew it. And I met Hans, like, how do we get in? Well, you climb a fence, and it has barbed wire. And unfortunately, Hans went over first. I was like, well, that looks really easy. You guys know Hans is about 7'2". And I'm about 4'8". And I just couldn't leverage myself over the fence enough to get over, so Hans had to come back and boost me up. Which I hate having to say, that's how I actually got in. Take a tall person if you're short. So that's why you've seen on future Facebook posts, I'm looking for grappling hooks. So if anyone knows where I can get a grappling hook, anyone, yeah. Plastic grappling? Could you make it out of metal? All right. Could you make it shoot from my hip? No, and this is where they actually started deconstructing the whole thing to sell it. That used to be all cool with metal. So I posted these pictures on Facebook, and the next day, Paul Bass emailed me or Facebook messaged me and said, those are great pictures. Should we run them? That's just a little expensive, don't worry about that. and I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And yeah, put my name, let's see what happens. And so far, I haven't gotten arrested. Although I heard the feds were coming tonight, I don't know. That'd be, I did put on my Facebook today before I went in, if I get arrested, it's for art. Cool, I've been arrested for worse reasons. We didn't break anything except the window, but that window was already broken, so I don't think that counts. So I put my email address in the comments on the NHI, and I got an email from a lady, and the title underneath her email was the Senior PCB and Storage Tank Analyst with the DEP. And she wanted to talk to me. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So I actually talked to her, and the first thing she said was, Chris, I really love your pictures. You did a really great job. No problem. Well, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate the art. What's the flip side of that? And then, basically, I was really just her canary. She wanted to verify the date. She wanted to know, was there anything leaking? Was there evidence of anyone else in there, other than me, and Hans? How did we get in? What did we wear? Did we take precautions? And we sort of did. Although I did see Hans last week, and TEDx, he said, were your lungs hurting a little bit the next day? And I said yes. And they were. And I thought it was just me. But it wasn't. Blade Runner New Haven. And then a guy emailed me, and I looked him up online because I want to know who these people are. And it turned out he worked for the Yale Daily News, but he was also a filmmaker. And he asked me, he's like, oh yeah, so I have this film and I want to shoot, and could we go in there? Like I was the arbiter of who goes to get there. And I see it on. And I said, listen, man, you know, some businesses in here, I always wanted to catch the skyline this way, and I never could. Until I climbed English Station. And so while we're up on the roof, here comes Ben back into the story. Hans and I are looking, and we see these lights. And we're about dead eye level even with East Rock. And we see lots of siren lights on East Rock. And we joke, and like, that's the helicopters that are coming for us. Well, it turns out, Ben was getting arrested on East Rock and trying to paraglide off. So much for risk assessment. Thanks, Ben, for the deflection. And the kicker is, there's a better part. I can't believe it. So I work for a nonprofit. He got sentenced to 10 hours of community service that he's doing for my It was hard finding our way out of it. It took us 30 minutes to get out of English Station. We didn't want to be there anymore, but I'm definitely glad we went. You know, I love New Haven. I love our city. English Station is sad what it is, and that it would take $300 to $500 million to remediate the site. But thank you guys for listening to me on my class.